Hi everyone, I'm Katie Kapler. I'm the co-founder and president of Crafted Education, and we make a product called InScribe. Our team is made up of individuals we have spent our entire careers, for better or worse, working in education and technology. We have almost 100 years of combined experience. We've built platforms that have served learning to millions of students every year, and we've built solutions that were named in Fast Company's top 10 most innovative education companies. So we are very passionate about this space. If there's a water back there, and very committed to building products that are impactful for students, educators, and institutions. And one of the very consistent themes that we've heard from customers that we've worked with throughout our career is the relationship between the amount of support that you can give students and their success. In fact, studies have shown that students that get high levels of support are 50% more likely to persist and succeed. And that's really important because we live in a world today where an enormous number of students are showing up for higher ed underprepared academically. But the problem is the very resources that are best positioned to help those students, their instructors, have less and less time to give. More than half of them are part-time. Many teach 5 classes a term, often at multiple institutions. So they simply do not have the capacity to provide the level of intervention that every student needs when they need it. So what happens? Students get caught in the middle, they get frustrated, they lose confidence, many of them drop out. And ultimately what that means is fewer resources at an institution to invest in student support. So we have this cycle that we need to figure out how to break. Now most companies that work in this space think about this as a resource issue. If we add more human beings to the system, whether they're tutors or coaches or educators, we can solve the problem. But the problem, and I think it's been pointed out by a couple of people before me, is human beings are hard to find, they're hard to teach, and they're really expensive. So we actually don't think of this as a resource problem. We think about it as an efficiency problem. There's a lot of untapped capacity in the resources that already exist in the education space. So whether that's thinking about the fact that higher education instructors work alone, they're the only ones providing support for their students, or the fact that a huge amount of their work is repetitive. They're answering the same questions over and over again. And in fact, a lot of people don't think about it, but there's a huge untapped resource in this market, and that's the students themselves. And this idea of untapped capacity, duplication of effort, this is not new. This is not unique to education. We have solved this problem in other industries many times over. And the way that they do it is through the use of collaborative economy. And so our mission is to bring collaborative economy to education with a learning support system that reimagines the classroom workforce. So this is InScribe. So InScribe is designed to help higher ed institutions scale learning support without adding additional resources to their system. And here's how it works. So first, we create communities of educators and students that cut across traditional classroom boundaries. So now where you used to have people working as individuals, now you have communities that are working together as a team. We also integrate right alongside the existing digital curriculum. So when a student gets stuck or has a question, they can launch InScribe and have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to topic-specific support. When a student launches InScribe, what they get is access to a repository of questions, answers, and content that have been previously shared by the community. So for a lot of students, they can get the answer to the question that they have without doing anything else. But if they can't find it, they submit a new question to the community. And now it's not just their educator that's there to answer it. It's any of the educators or their fellow students who are part of that community experience. We launched our product in fall of last year with ASU, their Global Freshman Academy Algebra class. I'm happy to say we just launched with their pre-calculus class yesterday, and on Monday, everything's going smoothly. And we will be in ASU Online on Ground in the fall. We're also working with St. Leo University, and we'll be launching Indiana University in a couple of weeks. So we've had great traction in just the short time that we've been in market. And in this first year, we'll be supporting over 100,000 students with our application. We also take integration very seriously, so we look to work with all of the major learning platforms and content providers so that that support can be embedded and available right when a student needs it. If you've worked in education, you know that you're never solving one person's problem and you don't have one customer. You have to have a value proposition for each of the groups that are part of your ecosystem. And that has been fundamental to the way that we think about our product and building our solution. So for educators, we are increasing their efficiency and putting precious hours back in their day so they can focus on instruction. For students, we're giving them the support they need so they can get unstuck, and we're also giving them an opportunity to interact with their peers, which reinforces their learning and helps them build great 21st century skills. And for institutions, we can improve their retention, which means dollars back in their pocket, which can be reinvested in their students and educators. And we're happy to say that the traction that we're seeing just in this short time reinforces those value propositions. So at ASU, I've been asked not to provide specific numbers, and I say Adrian just escaped, but he'll hold me accountable, until they can publish them formally, but we are seeing double-digit impact to the student completion rates in the courses that we're in. And we've also helped ASU achieve 100-to-1 instructor-to-student ratio. So you can see there's efficiencies in the instructive system that are being recognized there. And at St. Leo, when we surveyed the students about their experiences, more than 2/3 said that using the resources at InScribe helped them better understand what they were doing in their core curriculum and core learning. So we're happy to see that sort of the value that we want to put into the market is really being recognized by our partners. We consider ourselves part of the student academic support market, which is about $80 billion. We sell at the institutional level on a tiered FTE price. Average deal size is about $150,000. Takes a while to roll it out at an institution, so that's sort of separated over a couple of years. Right now we're focusing on large institutions, and in particular those with a pretty strong online presence. We think the total market size in higher ed is about $160 million for us, maybe a little higher than that. But we're also already looking at some parallel markets, including high school and corporate learning, where the upside on the revenue is even greater. So we do have some revenue coming in from the project today, but we're looking at good traction for the years ahead, based almost exclusively on annual reoccurring license revenue. So what's next for us? We are looking to raise a seed round right now. That's going to help us accelerate not just our product development, but also our customer acquisition. So I look forward to speaking with any of you and buying you a beer after this session. Thank you so much.